You're listening to the MVT Countdown on Apex One Radio, the official pre-tournament slot for the 2025 Midwest Veterans Tournament. We've got you covered with the latest updates from Columbus as preparations ramp up for this much-awaited soccer fiesta. It's the MVT Countdown, only on Apex One Radio. Let the game play on.
Countdown number 3, D-Day -2. This is Apex One Radio, and we are less than 72 hours to the start of the 2025 edition of the Midwest Veterans Tournament, hosted by Ohio's chief city. Call it Columbus, then also call it MVT 2025. Columbus 2025. And so as the days draw nearer and the hours trickle down into minutes and eventually to seconds, it's definitely going to be a lot of anxiety as the city prepares to host the tournament for the very first time. And so the very first delegation touches down Columbus from tomorrow. We don't know which delegation that will be, but we'll be here live on radio to tell you exactly who reaches Columbus first. Of course, 12 teams will be taking part in this year's edition of the National Veterans Tournament. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to this third edition of MVT Countdown, which we are presenting on radio 2 days to the start of the tournament. And so the 2025 edition of the Midwest Veterans Tournament kicks off on Friday, May the 23rd, with 12 teams set to participate. Now, Columbus hosts this tournament for the first time since inception, and the tournament will be hosted right here, like we said. Preparations are nearing completion across the city as organizers gear up to welcome delegations starting tomorrow. A list of approved vendors offering food, fashion, craft, and other items has been finalized. The sports facility that will host the 3-day event has undergone several inspections, and organizers revealed during the radio program we had yesterday that another site visit is scheduled for today. Well, we hope that visit has taken place. We will give you updates on that. And so located at the 445 or 4475 Sunbury Road, Columbus, Ohio, 43219, the complex is equipped with essential amenities, including restrooms, drinking water stations, and first aid services. And so that is the complex which will be hosting the 2025 edition of the Midwest Veterans Tournament. I repeat, it's going to take place at the Pathway Park at 4475 Sunbury Road, Columbus, Ohio, 43219. Well, today we're going to focus on the medical team and, of course, the media committee of the general organization of the 2025 edition of the MVT. Beginning with the medical team, of course, to say that soccer players are generally considered among the healthiest athletes, thanks to their consistent fitness routines and active lifestyles. However, that doesn't mean that, or that doesn't make these players immune to health issues. From fractures and sprains to bruises, strains, and various forms of bleeding, the risk of injury on the field is real and constant. Now, this is where sports medicines become very, very crucial. The likelihood of accidents and injuries in a fast-paced game like soccer makes the presence of a sports medicine doctor not just helpful, but very essential. That's why the virtually that's why virtually every soccer club has one of these sports medicine physicians, including the veterans of Columbus. Now, we are pleased to be joined by Dr. Michael Fomenkin, who is the sports medicine doctor for the veterans of Columbus host site. He also serves in that capacity for the National Veterans Movement here in the United States of America. Dr. Fomenkin will be sharing insights into the health of players and how he plans to manage the medical side of things for the Midwest Veterans Tournament. He now joins us live. Good evening, Dr. Mike. How are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. Thanks a lot for having me, Ernest.
You're welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right. And so we decided to focus on the medical team for the Mvt competition, just to find out how important players' health is, and just how you are preparing to ensure that these players stay healthy throughout the competition. But first, and for the sake of those who are coming across sports medicine for the first time, uh, how would you describe sports medicine compared to other branches of the medical practice? What is so unique about sports medicine?
Okay. Thank you very much, and thank you for covering us for having me. I'm honored to be present here to talk about something that is dear to my heart, dear and
Mhm,
close to my heart. Um, Sports medicine, but also general practice, which essentially is my specialty is a general practitioner.
mhm,
So I mean, and also provide some sports medicine for my dear veteran brothers
mhm,
while they're on the court. Sports medicine is actually a specialty medicine that focuses on prevention, diagnosis, treatment, and rehabilitation of injuries and illnesses usually related to physical activity.
mhm,
Okay, so it deals with those activities that occur. Obviously, we are very very familiar with those activities that will occur on the spring, on the field, on the
mhm,
court, and it deals with a wide variety of different kind of involves a lot of areas of the body and all sorts of injuries, including like muscles, tendons, ligaments, sprains, strains, anterior cruciate ligament, which is the one of the ligaments in your knee, which is
mhm,
also known as ACL, the posterior cruciate ligament, which is a PCL, Achilles tendon, and all the sorts of injuries that could occur, shoulder injuries, rotator cuff, and stuff like that that could occur from a physical activity related injury. However, it's not only limited to those kind of injuries that occur on the court. It could be any kind of injury. Say, you are cleaning the house or something and you slipped on the wet floor and fell and hurt yourself. Those are also kind of muscle type of injuries that will apply to sports medicine as well. So
mhm,
while it's popularly known to be on the court and related to injuries, it has wide applications so far as it has to do with like physical activity and exercise.
mhm.
So that the sports medicine doctor takes care of those, and the providers take care of those specific kind of injuries and rehabilitation and stuff.
I'd like you to come back to what you just said and to know exactly if sports medicine is purely reactive, that is focused on treatment, or it is preventive, also a major part of the role. So is it reactive, or you can prevent things from happening?
No. Obviously, we don't want to focus on just like reactive medicine, but also the prevention.
Mhm,
Primary, there's obviously when we talk about different levels of care, we talk about primary, secondary, and tertiary care.
mhm,
Primary care will be the preventative medicine, or which focuses on trying to identify things that could cause issues and prevent them. So prevention is better than cure. Everybody knows of that saying. So the sports medicine doctors focus on physical conditioning, but also nutrition and making sure that your body is healthy enough to be able to withstand whatever activity you're about to participate in. To prevent, also we'll focus on exercise physiology, and knowing your players' limitation is another important thing, so that they
Mhm.
know what to do and in certain scenarios, and to prevent certain injuries from happening.
Mm.
It focuses on both primary and secondary care.
Mm.
So yeah.
So you mentioned players' limitation. Let me find out this from you. In your experience, have you ever come across a situation when a team or your team has this key player who scores the goals, right? Then you have done your exams and they are not maybe physically fit for the next game, or you want to just prevent an injury from getting worse, and you have to take the decision of keeping them out of the field of play or for that very crucial game. Have you ever been in that situation before?
Obviously, yes, we've been in that situation before where we've had, some players that played very, very, these veteran games are sometimes could be very strenuous. Some people end up playing like 3 games, 25 minutes each half in a day. They play over 90 minutes in a day, so it becomes strenuous.
Mhm.
And key players, or even your other players, every player, so far as I'm concerned, every player is a key player. So they could injure themselves and have to sit out from the game. But obviously, we do our assessment, and we have to assess the patients and know the players and know whether or not, uh, based on their limitation on how they've done before, is this a game, and also with the presenting injury, is
Mhm.
this player capable of continuing? Ultimately, it's up to the player. If it's a very, very concerning injury, I'll let the coach know, hey, from my assessment,
Mhm.
this player is not capable or shouldn't continue on. Obviously, the decision to continue the match is up to the player and the coach.
Mm. What role does the medical team typically play in the life of Columbus veterans, even
Okay,
when
so
there's no competition?
thank you for that. Thank you for that question. I tend to be very, very involved in most of my players' routine, both on and off the court. Especially, for those whom I know have an injury, that is
Mhm.
something that we need to continue monitoring off the court. I will sometimes also like call them in some medication like ibuprofen or muscle relaxant or something like that, so they can take and rest, and then check on them and do it a week or two later, inquiring about the injury. How are you feeling and how are things moving better? I hope you're eating the right things you're supposed to be eating, and resting well, because you need to be able to rehabilitate as soon as your injury as well. So we
Mhm.
tend to be very, very involved. Some of them feel like we may be prying a little bit, but it's part of our role to stay involved in our patients and our players' life, both off and on the court.
Hmm. Still to come, we speak with members of the media committee just to find out how much promotion has been done ahead of this competition and what still has to be done. This is Apex One Radio. This is Midwest uh, Countdown number 3. Don't go away yet. We'll be right back with you.
You're listening to the MVT Countdown on Apex One Radio, the official pre-tournament slot for the 2025 Midwest Veterans Tournament. We've got you covered with the latest updates from Columbus as preparations ramp up for this much-awaited soccer fiesta. It's the MVT Countdown, only on Apex One Radio. Let the game play on.
Let the game play on. This is MVT Countdown number 3. We are still speaking with Dr. Mike, sports medicine physician for the veterans of Columbus. He doubles as the physician for the entire veterans movement across the country. So, Dr. Mike, tell us, as the sports medicine physician for the MV team, which starts in 2 days, do your responsibilities begin only when the matches kick off, or there is some work which you do even before the tournament begins?
Yes, thank you for that question, Mr. Ernest. I'd like to make a small correction. I'm actually just the medical sports medicine provider for Columbus, Ohio. Dr. Akiti is the neck doctor that runs the entire NVT. So back to my players. Back to my players and to NV and to Midwest Veteran Tournament. We do a lot of preparation. We've had several meetings with my other colleagues, which involves of other nurse practitioners and nurses, that we've been talking a lot of what we need to do to prepare for the event. So I've personally been out to Sunbury Park and scouted the area just to see, to set a stage, to see where we'll be able to set up our tent, our clinic, essentially, for those players that, and not just players, but, even our guests that come in that need some, some kind of initial treatment or any kind of treatment that we can provide. We'll scout out the area just to make sure we have a lay of the land, so everything is all set and we are ready and well equipped to handle Midwest Veteran Tournament.
So finally, just before you go, what's your overall plan for ensuring that every player is healthy and that safety throughout the competition is ensured? Do you have any preparations or protocols in place?
Yes, we do. Actually, we have lots of protocols in place just to make sure that all the players are healthy for the tournament. We also have a structure that is going to support other NVT teams that are, MVT, which is Midwest Veteran Tournament teams that are present. Obviously, each team should have their own sports medicine provider to care for them, but we always there as backup to make sure that if there are certain injuries that we can help out with, like to relocate a shoulder or to take care of a dislocated knee or something like that, we can take care of that. And if we need to activate EMS, we do so. We have a protocol that involves making sure we have eyes both on and off the court. Within our committee, there's members that will be just making sure that they are at least being the eyes, looking at what is going on at other courts. That not just the court that our players are playing, but other courts that other soccer courts, soccer fields that other teams are playing, and not just the players on the field, but also looking at the sides as well. Say someone is choking or something like that. We have eyes to be able to spot this and radio the right person, and if they can't handle it by themselves, radio the right person so we can be there and at least get the situation stabilized before activating EMS or while activating EMS if EMS needs to be activated. So we have all these protocols in place just to make sure that all the players are taken care of, but also our guests are taken care of, and we're supporting our other MVT teams.
Dr. Mike, we hope that the competition will stay healthy from start to finish. We wish you all the best. Thank you so much for joining us on the program this evening.
Thank you very much.
Very fantastic rest of the day. This is MVT Countdown number 3.
You're listening to the MVT Countdown on Apex One Radio, the official pre-tournament slot for the 2025 Midwest Veterans Tournament. We've got you covered with the latest updates from Columbus as preparations ramp up for this much-awaited soccer fiesta. It's the MVT Countdown, only on Apex One Radio. Let the game play on.
Let the game play on. Countdown number 3 on Apex One Radio. Thank you if you are just joining us. And if you are coming across this tournament for the very first time, know that it is called the Midwest Veterans Tournament. It is an annual competition that was incepted, which started 3 years ago. As a matter of fact, this will be the 3rd edition. Last year, Chicago hosted their tournament. And for the teams that will be participating in this year's edition of the tournament, we have 12 of them. Columbus Veterans SC, of course, is the host site for the tournament. Vet Star Football Club of Minnesota. Michigan Veterans FC is another team that will be taking part in the tournament, just like Cheeseheads Vets FC of Wisconsin. There is Chicago Veterans FC that hosted the tournament last year. Sinde Veterans Soccer Club will be part of it as well, just like Cleveland Area Veterans FC. Then New Boys Veterans FC of Minnesota. There is Mock Youth FC. It is a local site based here in Columbus. Iowa Veterans will be coming around as well for this year's edition of the tournament, just like Kansas City Veterans. So those are the 12 teams that will be taking part in the tournament this year. Then let us quickly look at the fixtures for the tournament. To say that on day 1 we have let's see what we have on day 1 of the competition. Day 1 will actually be Friday the 23rd, of course, Friday the 23rd of May. The matches that will take place on Friday, we have Columbus will be taking on Kansas City for the first game, while New Boys will be taking on Mock Youth FC. Well, we'll be right back with you. This is Midwest.
You're listening to the MVT Countdown on Apex One Radio, the official pre-tournament slot for the 2025 Midwest Veterans Tournament. We've got you covered with the latest updates from Columbus as preparations ramp up for this much-awaited soccer fiesta. It's the MVT Countdown, only on Apex One Radio. Let the game play on.
Let the game play on. I think we have the fixtures now. So for the fixtures of the tournament, let's go back to day 1. Day 1 is Friday, May the 23rd. That is for the group stage. Columbus will take on Kansas City at 2:30 p.m. Just like New Boys will be playing against Mock Youth FC. Yes, then still on day 1, Vet Star versus Iowa. Same time, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Game 2 will pit Chicago against Wisconsin Veterans. Then still on day 1, we have Michigan Veterans versus Cleveland. That will be at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then Cindy versus Windy City at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Still with the group stage matches, we have Columbus versus Mock Youth FC on day 2. That is May the 24th. Time will be 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. New Boys, same day, 11 a.m. Then Iowa Veterans versus Chicago Veterans, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then, same time, we will have VetStar taking on Wisconsin at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Still on day two for the second matches, we have Windy City versus Michigan at 1:30 p.m. Is it 1:30? No, at 12:30 p.m. And Cleveland versus Cindy. No, Cleveland versus Windy City. Not Windy City, but I guess Wisconsin. No, Cleveland versus Cindy. Yes, we got it this time. Cleveland versus Cindy. That match will take place at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. Then for the knockout stages, we have a plus 40 match that will take place on Sunday at 12:30 p.m. Then the third place, that's the classification match, of course, will take place at 1:30 p.m. on Sunday. Then the exhibition match will take place at that same time. And the final will be played at 3 p.m. on Sunday. All right, so those are the fixtures for the Midwest Veterans Tournament 2025. We'll come back to that again tomorrow. But for now, thank you once again. Welcome to the program. Still to come, we speak with the lead of the media committee, Tani Kwom, who will be explaining just how far this competition has been promoted and what is left to be done 2 days to the start of the NVT. We'll be right back with you. Don't go away.
You're listening to the MVT Countdown on Apex One Radio, the official pre-tournament slot for the 2025 Midwest Veterans Tournament. We've got you covered with the latest updates from Columbus as preparations ramp up for this much-awaited soccer fiesta. It's the MVT Countdown, only on Apex One Radio. Let the game play on.
This is Midwest Veterans Countdown number 3. D-Day -2, reaching you live from Apex One Radio. We are broadcasting from the United States of America. It's exactly 24 minutes to 7 here in the studio of Apex One Radio. And so, the success of a high-profile event like the Midwest Veterans Tournament largely depends on the publicity around it. Marketing and events of such magnitude isn't just a one-man affair. It depends and demands a highly active and collaborative team. In today's digital age, the challenge is even greater, as multiple social media platforms must be utilized consistently and effectively. Recognizing the need to create widespread awareness and attract a large audience to the NVT, the organizing committee established a dedicated media subcommittee for the 2025 edition of the event. Under the leadership of Tani Kwom, this team has been working tirelessly for the past couple of months. And now, with just less than 72 hours before the first delegation arrives in Columbus, this media committee is finalizing the last details, that is crossing the T's and dotting the I's. Today, we are checking into the committee to learn just how much work has been done and gauge how much the public has been aware of the upcoming tournament. And so now joining us is the lead of that committee, Tani Kwom, whom we welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, Mr. Tani.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ernest. It's a pleasure being here. And
how are you today?
I'm fine. Well, not
Mm,
fine per se, but I'm fine. I'm alive.
great. Like I mentioned, you are the lead of the media committee for the NVT 2025 edition. First, what were the objectives that your committee set at the start of the 2025 Midwest Veterans Tournament campaign?
I think yes, I think you just actually summarized that for us. The main aim was actually to build and create awareness.
Mhm,
We just wanted to create awareness about this third edition of MVT. I mean, Columbus veterans wanted something that would be out there for everybody to know something is coming to Columbus. So
mhm,
not just creating awareness, but creating excitement. Also, let's say seeking sponsorship and maintaining consistent flow of information
mhm,
in the city of Columbus, within Cameroonians, among Cameroonians, and out of Cameroonians community.
mhm,
So that was the main aim. But again, building awareness was something we had at the back of our minds. Let's create
mhm,
an awareness that something is coming to Columbus.
mm. Could we explain the committee's overall strategy in promoting the NVT and how it has evolved this past couple of months?
I think we actually had to set up a couple of guidelines which we've been following to
Mhm,
help us promote or build awareness. The aim was actually to get promotion and marketing.
mhm,
We were supposed to use, or we have been using social media campaigns like create and manage tournament related posts and post them on various platforms like Facebook, WhatsApp groups, and TikTok. We were just trying to use everything social media.
mhm,
And actually, we actually had to use a media committee like Apex Radio to help us build this marketing and promote this awareness for us.
mhm,
The second thing was to do content creation. Not everybody that comes to Columbus is going to come for soccer related activities. Others will come for fun.
mhm,
Again, MVT always has a white party. People like partying than soccer actually. So we
mhm,
had to actually promote the non-soccer related activities, like what is Columbus outside the soccer part of it, the nightlife in Columbus. So we had to create some contents, be it photography and videographic sources, highly, performant content about Columbus as a whole,
mhm,
what to do in Columbus, where to get a nightlife for the night house, those who like night outings. So we had to put out these videos out there, and we had to promote our white party as well. It's
mhm.
not just like any event. We have a white party scheduled for Saturday, so we had to promote that. So we had to create videos and flyers and posters and actually post them on our social media platforms like Facebook and others.
Right. We cannot talk promotion nowadays without the mention of the new media, call them social media, and we do understand that multiple of them are available. How did your team decide which one to prioritize? And from what you notice, what kind of content has proven to gain more engagement?
No, I think it was just. I mean, the answer was just in front of us. Our Facebook page is notably the most. I mean, how can I put it? Has been our force to reckon with.
Mhm,
We've used our Facebook page a lot to post from the flyers, the posters, the events, be it the parties and the nightlives, and we've had some good, positive, and negative responses. I
mm,
mean, criticisms we got from maybe posting our eventual white parties and the artists that were supposed to come actually helped us upgrade the standards of the party. So Facebook has been one of those platforms which gave us, created the awareness for us. We
mhm,
use that a lot. And outside Facebook, we actually ask our members to use WhatsApp. We
mhm,
use Snapchat as well. We use Instagram. But we know our Instagram following is not as huge as our Facebook following. And we know our WhatsApp following, because we are individuals with subcommittees posting on WhatsApp. We actually have many people viewing from our non-community groups. So WhatsApp, Facebook, and some Instagram have been used. And then we actually went ahead and using Apex Radio to actually help with the profiling. And
mm.
Apex Radio has really done a good job. I mean, thank you again, because you created awareness for us in many ways, shapes, and form.
We have seen MVT 2025 promotional gadgets, call them merchandise. Could you throw more light on this?
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be a nice thing for you guys to come to Columbus and live as if you guys never came. So wanted some sort of souvenirs for those coming. I mean, ranging from $10 to $20. So we decided to create caps, water bottles, T-shirts, just for people coming to Columbus to feel they came to Columbus. I came, I saw, and I eventually conquered. So that's why we said, let's have souvenirs for everybody. And we actually made them like they are affordable for everybody. So yeah, we just wanted something people would take back to their various locations and said, yeah, I remember this MVT and I have something to prove I came to this MVT.
Right. The success of any events, as we continuously mention, largely depends on promotion, and I would imagine takes energy, a lot of ingenuity, and what have you. And I would definitely imagine that there have been some key challenges doing this. What are some of these challenges, and how have you been able to manage them?
I think just the startup, coming up with a major committee and trying to put things together was a challenge on its own. It was something new for many of us. Not everybody is from a social media background or is from a major background. So just putting together a group of individuals, powerful individuals, to actually run this committee was a challenge. But we thank God, understanding communication and the oneness of the members of the veterans of Columbus, we had to come together and work together. So again, just the fact that to put this group together was the main challenge. Then secondly, promotion or putting things out there. It's not been easy because we actually urge our members to help us promote the events as well. It's not just about social media, it's not just about Facebook, it's about us. The success of this event depends on us. We can make it succeed, we can make it a failure. So again, it's not been, I will not call that challenge, I'll just say some things we have to tweak to make it work. Yeah, so, and we're still working on that actually. Till the last day, we'll keep working on that.
Taniko is the lead of the media subcommittee for the 2025 organization of the Midwest Veterans Tournament hosted by Columbus. He's sharing information on just how that committee has been working to make the public aware of this event. And so, Mr. Tani, in less than 72 hours, we will have the first delegation touching down in Columbus. Now, tell us, how much does the Columbus public know about this event, and what kind of a turnout are you expecting?
I mean, being the Columbus veterans, I mean, our call as the leader of Columbus itself, and one of the biggest veteran groups in Ohio as a whole, I can say that. We expect, I don't want to call it massive or huge, I don't want to do that, but I would expect a reasonable turnaround. Again, we're still working to make it better. We know we'll have a perfect turnaround, but there's never any risk in trying. We want to try more. That's why we still urge our members, and we still have campaigns of posting the events on our WhatsApp pages, on Facebook. And again, thank God we're using Apex Radio for these countdowns and to create awareness. So we expect a turnout, but we're hoping for something huge. And we're still working on that as well.
Okay, just before you go away, is there any final push? Is there one last thing which you have to do just to apply a golden coat on the job you've done so far?
I just mentioned it earlier. It's just to promote and keep promoting. And again, I just want to thank you, Apex Radio, for all the marvelous work you've done for this committee. We can't go by without saying thank you, because you've really helped this committee a lot. We did our own, you helped us in one way or the other, and we'll say thank you. But again, we urge our brothers and sisters from our brothers to keep posting and posting and posting.
The pleasure is equally ours. Thank you so much for being part of this edition of the MVT Countdown, Tani Co. And we will see you later. Do have a fantastic rest of the evening.
Thank you, you too.
This is MVT Countdown number 3.
You're listening to the MVT Countdown on Apex One Radio, the official pre-tournament slot for the 2025 Midwest Veterans Tournament. We've got you covered with the latest updates from Columbus as preparations ramp up for this much-awaited soccer fiesta. It's the MVT Countdown, only on Apex One Radio, Let the game play on.
Let the game play on. This is Apex One Radio. You're listening to MVT Countdown number 3, 2 days to the start of the 2025 edition of the Midwest Veterans Tournaments. And so, Apex One Radio, the local mainstream media outlet on the ground, has been commissioned to provide comprehensive coverage of the 2025 edition of the Midwest Veterans Tournament. In response, the station has rolled out a robust and strategic media plan designed to deliver impactful and wide-reaching coverage of the events. And so APEC One's radio Shin Tebong has been closely examining the initiative, and in the paper that follows, Shin unveils the details of the station's ambitious 2025 Midwest Veterans Tournament media coverage strategy. Shin.
Of course, Ernest. In keeping with its mission to promote social communication and community development, Apex One Radio has officially committed to providing comprehensive media coverage of the 2025 Midwest Veterans Tournament, the MVT, which will be hosted in Columbus, the station's home base. Once the announcement was made that Columbus would play host to this year's MVT, Apex One Radio sprang into action, designing a three-phase media coverage strategy that is already well underway. The structure plan includes pre-tournament, during tournaments, and post-tournament segments, each crafted to capture the essence and excitement of these unique soccer events. The first part of the pre-tournament phase focuses on introducing listeners to the 12 participating team through a special radio series titled Midwest Ball Rolling. These segments offered in-depth profile exploring each team's history, strengths, motivations, and level of preparedness for the tournament. With an impressive 85% execution success rate, the series has been well received by listeners eager to get to know the teams ahead of kickoff. The second part of the pre-tournament phase launched recently with the Mvt Countdown, a dynamic information-packed show that delivers the latest tournament updates, from fixtures and group placings to interviews with organizing committee members and vendors. The Countdown show has kept the community engaged and informed. The third edition of the Mvt Countdown is currently airing, with the final episode scheduled for tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. As the tournament officially kicks off, Apex One radio coverage will intensify with live broadcasting starting Thursday, May 22nd through Sunday, May 25th. That will be the during the tournament phase of the coverage plan. Coverage will include team arrivals at the Columbus airport and hotel check-ins, offering fans a front row seat to their excitement. The centerpiece of the coverage will be Pathways Park, the heart of the MVT experience. Here, Apex One radio reporters will deliver play-by-play soccer commentaries and capture the vibrant atmosphere of the event's village, highlighting attractions such as the trade fair, fashion displays, and community interactions. A special highlight of the live coverage will be the MVT Wide Party on May 24th, taking place at Trio Entertainment Center. This glamorous side event will be streamed live, bringing the celebration to listeners far and wide. All live reporting will be centrally coordinated from Apex One Radio Studio in Columbus, ensuring seamless and professional delivery throughout the 4-day tournament. The post-tournament phase will feature follow-up interviews, tournament analysis, and reflection from organizers, players, and fans, preserving the legacy of the 2025 MVT. In presenting the media coverage plan to the MVT Organizing Committee, Ernest Kanjo, Apex One Radio's lead anchor and coordinator, expressed the station's goal to accomplish an 85% success rate in the rollout. This ambitious benchmark reflects the station's passion and long-standing commitment to the community engagement. Meanwhile, a battery of reporters has been meeting to prepare for this strategic coverage plan, including Mr. Leo Bilanti, also known as Abu Danlet Washington Okon E, and this reporter Shin Tebong. As Apex One Radio commemorates its 10th anniversary, the MVT marks a major milestone, the first of its kind in the Cameroonian community of Central Ohio, building on the momentum of the MVT. The station is already preparing for full-scale coverage of the National Veterans Tournament NVT, scheduled for August 2025. With its unwavering dedication to elevating community events, Apex One Radio continues to be a powerful voice and unifying platform for African diaspora communities in the Midwest and beyond. Ernest?
Lady Shin Tebong there sharing the Apex One Radio media coverage plan for the MVT 2025 edition. Thank you so much, Shin. This is MVT Countdown number 3.
You're listening to the MVT Countdown on Apex One Radio, the official pre-tournament slot for the 2025 Midwest Veterans Tournament. We've got you covered with the latest updates from Columbus as preparations ramp up for this much-awaited soccer fiesta. It's the MVT Countdown, only on Apex One Radio. Let the game play on.
Let the game play on. And to run off this edition of the MVT Countdown, just to give you a recap of Columbus weather on the days of the competition, and as the excitement builds for the MVT in Columbus, here is a look of what Mother Nature has in store for the days ahead. Whether you are a player, official, or supporter, you will want to keep an eye on the forecast and plan accordingly. So on Thursday, which is the travel day, of course, tomorrow, teams hitting the road for Columbus should be prepared for a rainy day. Expect showers throughout the day with temperatures reaching as high as 54 degrees and dropping to a low of 47. Raincoats and waterproof gears are definitely recommended if you are arriving in town tomorrow. Then on Friday, May the 23rd, that is day one of action, the tournament will kick off under mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures will stay on the cooler side with a high of 54 and low of 45. So it is a good idea to dress in layers and keep warm, especially for the early parts of that day. On Saturday, May the 24th, which is the event's core day, conditions will improve slightly for the heart of the tournament. Expect partly cloudy skies with more comfortable temperatures. So the high will be 62 degrees, the low will be 51 degrees. On Sunday, the day of the final, the skies may not hold out again because it's going to rain. So expect rain on that day with temperatures as high as 63, and the low will be 53 on that day. On Monday, May the 26th, the day some of the teams will be departing, the winds will be down, but we will have cloudy skies as well. A mild high of 65 degrees and a low of 55 degrees. So stay tuned for more real weather updates. As far as the NVT is concerned. So we're back tomorrow for yet another edition of the countdown, and that will probably be the last for the first phase of the pre-tournament coverage as far as Apex One Radio is concerned. This is MVT Countdown number 3. When we come back, we will be running off.
You're listening to the MVT Countdown on Apex One Radio, the official pre-tournament slot for the 2025 Midwest Veterans Tournament. We've got you covered with the latest updates from Columbus as preparations ramp up for this much-awaited soccer fiesta. It's the MVT Countdown, only on Apex One Radio. Let the game play on.
Our guest on the show were Dr. Michael Fomenki of the medical team of the Columbus Veterans Soccer Club. We had Tanyi Kwo, lead of the media committee for the MVT 2025 organization. Collaboration came from Evaris, Capo, Forcha Valentine, Kevin Foy. Special thanks to Dr. Phil Elise Denga and all the members of the Columbus Veterans Soccer Club. Our reporters on the show were Shin, Tebong, with collaboration from Danlet, Washington, Mr. Leo Roy Fozia. Producer Maxel Ajit joins me, Ernest Kanjo, in wishing you all the best. Thank you so much for being part of this edition of the MVT Countdown. We will be back tomorrow. And until then, it is bye-bye from this end. Do have a fantastic rest of the evening. And may God bless you.
You're listening to the MVT Countdown on Apex One Radio, the official pre-tournament slot for the 2025 Midwest Veterans Tournament. We've got you covered with the latest updates from Columbus as preparations ramp up for this much-awaited soccer fiesta. It's the MVT Countdown, only on Apex One Radio. Let the game play on. You're listening to the MVT Countdown on Apex One Radio, the official pre-tournament slot for the 2025 Midwest Veterans Tournament. We've got you covered with the latest updates from Columbus as preparations ramp up for this much-awaited soccer fiesta. It's the MVT Countdown, only on Apex One Radio. Let the game play on.
The drum